Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Paranormal Reports, aka Ray, and tonight I'm going to be embarking on a journey beyond the visible into the mysteries whispered into the cosmos itself and beyond. Because for the millennia, humans have been looking at this, and there's also um other things going on with it. But the story I'm going to be talking about first is about the lost pole star and that, which was basically an ancient guiding beacon that vanished from history and was replaced with a North Star. And then I'm going to talk about eerie cosmic sounds that were captured by modern space telescopes. And NASA's coined it the cry of the cosmos. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends, family, and that if you're interested in my channel, I'd love to have you as part of this community going forward. And yeah, so first things first, like I said, I'm going to be talking about the North Star. The North Star, like prerequisite, really. Basically, most of us know about the North Star, or Polaris as it's called. And you don't know what Polaris is. Basically, it's the steadfast point in the northern sky that has guided explorers, sailors, travelers for centuries. But Polaris hasn't always held the position that it has at the minute, or honoured position, as they like to call it. But basically, due to our axis and basically changing like course over the last few centuries, like a slow wobble, and that the North Star has changed over thousands of years. So basically, ancient civilizations back in the Egyptian and Babylonian times would have been looking at different stars in the sky to find true north. So, if you think about it, for example, around, I believe, 3000 to BCE, the star Tuban in the constellation Draco, not Draco Malfoy, the constellation Draco, was served as the pole star for that period. But before that, others held the position, including for thousands of years, Vega. So you see what I mean? We have had different constellations and had different stars to point us to true north. So the shifting pole star tells us that our celestial compass is far from fixed. So it raises questions now to about how much ancient cultures understood and used these stars for guidance. But what happened to these former pole stars? Did they disappear? Can we still see them today? You'll find out when I'm going to be talking about it now. But they're the question that we want to really be looking at. It would like, But yeah, many myths and legends down the years, and many cultures, everything here foretells of a lost star, one that shone brightly but then disappeared, like the light had just been zapped out of it, basically. And sometimes it's been seen as a warning or a symbol. And some Native American tribes, before what happened, then to this day, I think some of the descendants of these ancient American tribes talk about, tell stories basically of a star that moved away, causing chaos and darkness in the skies. And also similar in similar cultures like the Chinese and Middle Eastern ancient texts, they reference stars that were taken from the heaven. And so could these legends be talking about the lost pole stars? Or is it like a forgotten knowledge that they're pointing to? Could it be like, celestial events, cosmic catastrophes, even manipulations in our sky? So what we're gonna, what we're thinking is, how can I put it in a way? So what is happening with the stars? Was as the axis when we move causing these stars to be gone into another direction. So basically where we are now, Polaris is obviously ours, but it's too bad not being able to be seen, or it's too bad getting shown in, like, I don't know, Australia because of, that kind of thing. It's kind of fascinating to think, what is like basically going on, But now, if you think about it, I'm fast forward now. I'm going to be talking about something else that NASA and other space agencies have recorded, and that is electromagnetic waves that have been emitted by the stars, planets, and even black holes themselves. And it's converted into an eerie, haunting music kind of thing. But it's like electromagnetic vibrations that have been transformed or translated into audio. And these cosmic signals have been called the cry of the cosmos. Yeah, I know. So it's a celestial symphony that basically ranges from deep hums to sharp whistles. So yeah, so ancient cultures have always spoke about music of the spheres. So along with these lost pole stars, we've also got music of the spheres. I'm not saying these are connected, but I am saying we got to have the idea that something has gone on in the thousands of years that we lived on this planet. And what is it? Yeah, the stars might have died and we might have lost them, but it's kind of fascinating to think about, Now, going back to this celestial music, the concept of it has always been around since, like, the Greeks, I believe, because what's the name? Pythagoras, I believe, basically coined the term music of the spheres, and a perfect inaudible harmony that was created by the movement of the celestial bodies. And if you look at Indian and Chinese cultures in Asia, cosmic sounds are linked to often the creation of myths and spiritual awakening. So the music was often seen as a bridge between the human and the divine culture, something that connected earthly life to the cosmos's vast order. You think about it, when you go to a monastery, for example, monks are doing their chanting, ain't they? And that is on a very thing, because they got to be at a certain frequency to be doing this chanting, so it can be like, thought of as amazing, in their way, So scientifically, though, these like space sounds originate from phenomena like solar winds, pulsars, magnetic fields. For example, if you think about it, Jupiter's magnetic sphere produces whistling and humming noises that have been captured by probes down the years and everything. The most famous mysterious signals are basically like fast radio bursts, or FRBs, which are brief, intense flashes of radio waves from distant galaxies. So you think about it as well, the whale signal. I'm not saying that is like a song, but it was something that came to us quick, like we put ourselves out there, and then it came bouncing back. So something's going on in this way, So is there a link? So I'm going to go now and talk about what I thought. Well, I was saying there's not a link, but is there really a link between the lost pole star and these cosmic sounds? Some theorists down the years have said that ancient changes in the sky's axis might have caused these sounds to get emitted, and did the shifts in these in Earth's orientation over the years basically alter how these cosmic sounds reach us? So when we were like still, was we not really like getting these sounds? But the more we've shifted slowly on our axes, have we been able to like hear these cosmic sounds? Are we also like basically, or as basically the lost star basically caused like a thing of realignment. Basically, like we need to get realigned before, we can know the full story. But, so if you think about it as well, if the pole star has shifted and strange cosmic signals have always been present in the universe, what does it mean for our history, like human history? Navigators, like I said, have been relying on a fixed star for centuries, and they might have been like disorientated if a fixed star has changed, affected like cultural development, trade, mitigations. Moreover, ancient rituals and beliefs about celestial music could basically interpret or harmonize cosmic phenomenon. Basically, cause it to go off the charts and basically have a wow moment. So perhaps this lost pole star wasn't just a star that moved, but it was like a symbol of like deeper change in how humanity has been relating to the universe over the years. And could these mysteries cause us to be challenging our understanding of history, suggesting that our cosmos could have been playing a bit more of a active role in shaping our civilizations and that we don't really thought about. So today, like down, we look at it and we look at NASA and scientists to look and tell us if they recorded anything like in cosmic sound, or they even tell us about a shift in our axis, the Earth's axis. But many questions still remain. Why do stars appear and vanish? Like, why do some stars appear to vanish or change roles? Because if you think about it, not all stars. Yeah, we might be seeing stars that are dead, but some stars are still alive at the minute, but they seem to vanish on us. What exactly creates this strange choral phenomenon in space? Some researchers have said that it proposes that advanced civilizations might use stellar bodies for communication or navigation, like an interstellar telephone, basically, but with music. Like they could be on a distant planet and they could be doing these harmonic frequencies that we don't yet understand. So hopefully, as our technology improves by the years, we might understand what they were trying to send to us. So, you think about it, let's separate all the fact and the speculation. So, our Earth's axial precession, they like to coin the term with, is well documented. It's basically the pole star gets changed roughly every 26,000 years. Polaris is currently our North Star, but previous stars like Tuban and Vega have held the position, and that's been confirmed through astronomy and historical records. The concept of the music of the spheres, which was originating from Pythagorean philosophy, like from Pythagoras himself, blended science, mysticism, or mystics, metaphor basically. Modern recordings of space sounds are real, but fast radio bursts are also verified astrophysical phenomenon, but the exact cause still remains unknown, with most evidence favouring natural means, not artificial. Ancient myths if you look about in the Egyptian times, the Chinese, the Indian, all that, they talk about lost stars, and even the ancient Native Americans I should apologise for. But even ancient myths have always talked about lost stars, that they're often symbolic or mythological, but they do reflect our attempts down the generations to see what the skies are and see that we could document them changing for future generations. So the unknown aspects basically keep these mysteries alive, inviting ongoing exploration and wonder. So, like I said, let me know what you think about the lost pole stars and the strange choir. But if you've ever felt the sky shift, or just felt time change in the silence, basically, of the night, let me know. Drop your theories, your questions, or even your own stargazing experiences in the comments, because I read everything. trust me, some of the best mysteries come from you guys, the Ripplers. Hit that like button. If your view of the night sky has just changed again, subscribe if you want more stories of stars that we were never supposed to get told. Tap the bell so the next time I want to chat with you, which is tomorrow, or you're just specifically in the shows, turn it on so you don't miss anything. And don't forget to share it, because like I said, this phenomenon is amazing. And yeah, it's mind blowing really when you think about it, when you go back and watch it from the beginning. Make sure you, like I said, leave it in the comments what you think or anything, all right? So take care, everyone. Big love to you all. Have a good night, and yeah, the truth is out there. Bye-bye, everyone.